So take a comfortable seat. You can adjust your seat as needed. Feel free to soften or close your eyes. Connect in with your breath. Feel a lift of your chest. Take the head or the top of the shoulders back, the arm bones back, and just feel expansive. See if you feel tension or stress anywhere. And just notice, if you can adjust to modify that, whether it changes by your position. And then just switch the cross of your legs. So take the opposite leg in front if possible. And just notice whether that, does anything. You can take your fingertips to the floor, press them down gently, feel a lift, but then notice if you can continue to root down your seat. So try to maintain both. Just inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, let your arms float down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Take your hands forward. You can, any amount. You can even gift yourself blocks if you want to bring yourself up a little bit more in the hands. Just straight forward. Press them forward a little bit to take the back of your seat down. So you stay connected and grounded. Take your left hand, place it on your left thigh or left knee. And then do a little turn of the torso to the left. Turn yourself back, take the hand to the ground and switch sides. So just root down that thigh, do a little turn of the body. Come back center, continue to press forward. Walk your hands back up. Just notice how you feel. Take a deep breath in and out. And then just shrug the shoulders up by your ears. Pause for a moment. Let them relax down. Take your arms out to the sides. Just gentle stretch. Turn yourself to the right. And wherever the hands are, put them down. So don't worry about crossing to the opposite leg. Bring yourself back to center, stretch the arms back out, turn to the left, let your hands float down. Come back to center. Slide your blankets, if you're sitting on a blanket, I should say slide your blankets out.
I can't find my yoga blanket. When we were having company a few weeks ago, because I didn't finish cleaning up, Scott put all my stuff away and he probably put it in one of the kids' rooms.
Oh, okay. So just take your feet forward, knees are bent. Does it hurt your arm to support yourself from behind, Barbara?
So far not. I don't know if we lift up, if it's gonna bother me.
Okay, well, so just support yourself gently. You can bring your legs in front Knees bent, feet on the ground. Walk your right foot wide enough to get the left knee to come down toward the right inner ankle. If your foot doesn't touch the ground, you could always widen it out a little bit. Lift the leg up. And then you can walk your left foot out and drop it to the opposites, the opposite ankle. Come back up. Stretch your legs forward. If you want to go back and sit on a blanket again, feel free. You can grab a belt and take the belt and place it around the soles of your feet. Take one piece in one hand, one piece in the opposite hand. Lift and lengthen through your spine. And then from the tops of your legs, bow forward. Feel a stretch behind the backs of the legs. Lift your legs back, lift yourself back up. Take the belt around the sole of the right foot. Draw the left knee in and let the left knee open out to the side. If you want to support the outer knee with a block, feel free. Take a deep breath in, lift and lengthen again. And again, just take a stretch. Lift yourself back up. Stretch that leg out and just switch sides. So now the right knee falls out to the right. Belt around the sole of the right foot. Just lift and lengthen. Bring yourself forward any amount. Lift yourself up. Take the belt off for a moment and come back to your back. You can start with your feet on the ground, knees bent. And then slide your hands right to the tops of your thighs, right, at the juncture, and press the heel of your hand into the top of your thigh bone. And just notice a little space, hopefully, in the tops of your legs and also maybe the back. Take your left knee in towards your belly. You can cup the front of the shin or the back of the leg and make little circles with that leg bone in the hip. So the circle size is restricted dependent on the length of your arms. So, we're not trying to go huge. And then whatever way you're going, just reverse those circles. You can grab the belt again and take the belt around the sole of that foot and let the legs stretch up. Straight up, belt around the leg, belt around the foot. Hands relaxed. You can let your elbows kind of settle to the ground so you're not holding, but the belt is taut. Just pause and breathe. Breathe into the back of the leg. Now, bend that knee a little bit. And just don't hold as tight, so it's still pretty taut, but it's maybe a little smidge looser. And then pull slightly harder with your left hand than you do with your right and re-straighten the leg. You can even out the belt again. You can let your right leg stretch along the floor if that feels good. Bend the knee, let the leg stretch along the floor. And then start with both knees bent, both feet on the ground, and you can draw your right knee in towards your chest. Again, hold the knee, hold the back of the knee, make little circles. Whichever way you're going, make sure you take the opposite direction. Come back to center. You can take the belt around the sole of that foot. Let the leg stretch up. Pause and breathe into the back of the leg. You can bend the knee a little bit. Just go to the belt, maybe a little bit less taut, and then pull slightly more with the right hand than you do with the left. And then re-straighten. Even out the belt, you can let your left leg stretch along the floor, reach out through the soles of both feet. Bend the knee. You can stretch both legs along the floor for a moment. Reaching out through the soles of feet. Just feel. Take your feet back to the floor, knees bent. Take your hands again to the tops of your thighs, do a little press forward. And as you press forward, just lift the hips up a little bit. Stay grounded through the feet. As you exhale, let your hips come down. Let your arms come down alongside of you, or you can bring your arms, out to the side, but on your inhale, lift your arms up overhead. As you exhale, let your arms slope down. And then 2 more times, just breathe in. And breathe out. One more time, breathe in. And breathe out. Keep your knees bent, draw both knees in towards your belly, hold the front of the knees. And a little resistance, so the hands are trying to pull in, the knees are pressing out. Release. You can pull your knees closer in towards your chest. Let them move forward. Again, a little bit of resistance. Release, draw them in. Bring them forward with the shins up about knee height. Bring your arms out to a T or to cactus arms. Pause for a second, feel. Let the legs stretch all the way up. Take your hands and bring them to the outside of your legs. You can let the elbows rest on the floor and let your legs widen. And then your hands are there to support the legs. Bring your legs back together. Draw your knees back in. Take a moment, just feel. Lift your shins up, knee height. Bring your arms back to a T. Let your legs straighten. Bring your hands to the outside of the legs. Let the legs open. Bring your legs together. Bend the knees, let your feet come to the floor. You can take your left knee across your right thigh. Hug that knee in. And then if you want, you can lift the leg all the way up. Bend the knee, let the foot come to the ground. Uncross your legs. Pause for a moment, just feel it. And then just take the opposite ankle on top. Feel free to straighten that leg all the way up. And then bend both knees, take your feet to the floor, uncross your legs. Curl to the side and come up onto all fours. Take your hands to the ground, spread your fingers, and just begin to cat-cow. Come to a neutral spine and extend your left leg back behind you, left toes on the floor. Lift that left leg up hip height. Let that knee lower. Extend the opposite leg back, toes on the ground. You can lift that leg up hip height. And then lower that leg. Take your hands and just walk them forward gently. And then keep your thighs vertical, let yourself bow down. Walk your hands back in. Let's come and stand up for a moment. Grab blocks if you choose. Take a deep breath in and out. Inhale, just circle the arms up. Exhale, just bring your back to your heart. And then 2 more times, just breathe in. And breathe out. And 1 more time, breathe in. And as you exhale, bring your hands back in towards you. We'll just bow. Feel free to bend the knees a little bit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take a bow forward. And then inhale, just lengthen. As you exhale, feel free to bow. Just feel a stretch behind the backs of your legs. Inhale, lengthen. Hands to hips, heart forward, just lift up. Take your left hand, hold your left hip. Take your right arm up. Do a little crescent over to the right. Push into your feet, lift yourself up. Opposite hand to the hip. Opposite hand up, crescent over. Come back up. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, take a bow forward. You can step one leg back and the other leg back and come back onto your knees. Grab a blanket and make a long tube. So rolled and long. Oh, do you not have a blanket then, Barbara?
No, for now.
Okay, hopefully
Until I
that.
can find my blanket.
So just take that blanket, that long tube, down the center of your mat. Other blanket is better, I think, for this one. I have two, and this one's like, it's wonderful, but it's like a little bit thicker. And so sometimes I feel like it's too thick, but I'm gonna use it. You're gonna sit on the edge of the blanket. So your seat's not on the ground, it's on the blanket, just at the rounded edge at the tip. You can keep your knees bent, it gives you a little bit more stability. The blanket is gonna go along the length of your spine. If you're too long, you could always put a block behind the head. You can walk your feet back any amount just to make sure you're comfortable. Some deep breaths in, letting yourself settle right into that blanket. You can feel free to bring your arms down one side of you out to a T, whatever's gonna, don't bring them higher than the shoulders. So if anything, maybe a little bit lower, more like a V. Lift the arms back up toward like each other. You can bring the palms so they're parallel to each other. Do a little stretch like you're reaching up toward the sky. And then let the arm bones kind of drop into the shoulders so that you might feel the inner edges of your shoulder blades. You can let your arms come back out to a T. And then bring your arms back in. You can bend the elbows so you come into robot arms, or you can let your hands settle. And then just draw the knees in. And the lighter you get in your arms, the more you engage your core to maintain your balance. Let the legs lower. Just take a few deep breaths, letting your back really settle. And then slowly, when you're ready, just remove the blanket and let yourself move off to the side. If you want to place that blanket or towel now right behind your knees, feel free. And just connecting with your breath. And just feel your breath as it deepens. Gently start to bring your awareness back to your breath. And when you're ready, feel free to curl to the side and just rest there. Just feeling your back release away from the floor. Using your hands, you can press them into the ground and bring yourself up to sit. Just notice for a moment how you feel. Really notice the quality of your breath. And when you're ready, just bring your hands to meet at your heart and take a moment to acknowledge yourself for your practice. Thank all that allowed you to be here, all the teachers you've had, yourself, a place, a room to practice. And may this feeling help you navigate your day. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Oh, sure, Barbara.